Good afternoon everyone, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in this morning. From what I can see, a lot of you have thoroughly enjoyed this morning's launch. Thank you to everybody who's purchased our fabulous new stamps and dies. I can't wait for you to all get them home and see what you're all going to make with them. Don't forget to be on our Eureka fan page. That's a great place to show your fabulous makes and maybe inspire others to not copy as such, but give your card a try. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Toni Darroch and I'm a guest presenter over on Create and Craft, and I love anything to do with stamping, inking, die cutting, anything that uses these fabulous things. So before we get into our first demonstration, just a quick one though, we did launch the products this morning at 11 o'clock, so if you did miss the show, please go back and watch it. Whilst I get ready for my first demonstration though, here is a little bit of inspiration. So in my first demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use this one and how fabulous it looks in our fabulous heat embossing. So I'm going to be using the lovely large comb and the lovely large scissors. Now then it has got a lovely clip as well on there that you can see, and it's beautiful for colouring. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use these two. So over the course of this next half an hour, 45 minutes, I'm just going to try and get through as many stamps as I can to show you different ways, heat embossing, inking, watercolouring and things like that, on how to use them. I'm not going to do a complete card, but I will refer to a card that's very similar so you can see a finished result. So first off, I've just got some black cardstock here, and we'll just grab the stamp from inside. Now these do come with the fabulous coordinating dies, as you can see from the back here, and you get the ones for the larger elements and practically all of the little elements. In fact, the whole embellishment collection has got a coordinating die. The only things that don't have dies are these sentiments, so that's fabulous that they've all got the coordinating dies. So I'm going to use the large comb, just going to pop it on this black cardstock here. In fact, let's do all three just to show you how gorgeous they are. So we'll do the large comb, we'll do the, the large scissors, and then we'll do the lovely, I'm not sure if there's a correct word for that. I'm calling it a hairpin. just do that a little bit lower. I am going to die cut them so you'll be able to see how gorgeous they are. So I'll just set that one aside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one in heat embossing so you can see all the detail on there. So I'm going to use a sticky ink pad. I'm going to use my anti-static bag, and then we'll use some embossing powder. We'll just go for like a metallic colour on there. So I'm just going to anti-static all over. So I appreciate a lot of you are true viewers of Stamps by Me and watch week on, week out, but I appreciate we do have new crafters every day who probably might not have never seen heat embossing. So to heat emboss you do need a sticky ink pad and you need some embossing powder. And the reason why I use my anti-static bag is just to stop it from all looking a bit of a mess, because if there's any static in the room, any static on your hands, any static on your card, the powder just sticks everywhere where it shouldn't. It's really frustrating. So just stamp these out. And that stamps beautifully. So I just grab another piece of card now just to catch my embossing powder. The static anti-static bag does brush away. Don't think this light powder mess is going to be there all the time. It won't, it does disappear. So I'm doing them one at a time so I don't get the powder all over. You see how gorgeous, picked up every bit of detail in there. So I just put my powder back, and it has got little bits of paper in there as well. True crafter, hey. So it will actually come to life, this image, as soon as we heat set it. So I'm going to get my gun hot. And as soon as I think my gun is hot enough, I'll pop it onto my artwork, and as soon as the powder starts to change, I'm going to move the gun along with the powder. There we go. So now we can see just how gorgeous they are. They are quite big actually. But if you're popping it in the hair, you can snip the pins if you want to. You can do a background with them. There's so much you can do with these. And again, I did show lots of samples this morning. I don't want to go through them all again right now because this hour, or just short of an hour, is about techniques and demonstrations. So go back and watch the 11 o'clock show, and you'll be able to see exactly what we spoke about this morning. And I'm back on again tomorrow at 11 with something new, some more products. And again, I'm busting a gut to show you all, but I keep being told, be patient, be patient. So that is exactly what I'm going to do as I'm told. So I'm using my cut and boss here. As you can see, it's well loved. It was used at Craftopia this weekend. So I'm just going to pop my artwork onto my plate, and I'm going to grab the coordinating die. So our coordinating dies now are not on backing sheets with tape because it was causing some people some problems. They come in a handy little bag and they're popped inside your envelope, so you can keep them all safe in here if you want to. To be honest with you, mine end up loose in the bottom of the carrier case anyway, because it's a substantial wallet and it houses the stamp and coordinating die for me. So you might do the same. So I have the lovely hairpin, I have the comb, and I have the lovely scissors. I'm just going to take those down so they don't move. So you get the lovely 1mm border all the way around. So don't put yourself under pressure, guys, if you don't get it cut straight. You know, it's not the end of the world, it's a piece of card. It's frustrating, it takes our time, but you know, nobody's poorly, nobody's died, it's just a piece of card. I tell you this all the time, and I'm the world's worst for getting frustrated. But I guess we're all only human. So I'll just pop that in place. I really don't want my dies to move on top of each other because they'll just get ruined. So I do always try and secure down best I can. There we go. So we're good to go now. So I'll pop my top plate on. I'll just run it through my machine. And then we'll be good to go. Thank you so much for everybody's lovely comments today. I've had a few personal comments, a few personal messages as well, thanking me for my efforts. It is appreciated. It's not just my efforts, it's everybody's efforts. You know, these things take months and months and months. I can't take the credit for it all. I am the face of it all, obviously, but it's the team at Stamps by Me that make it work. So here, look, we have a beautiful hairpin. Can we see how gorgeous that is? It's stunning. So we've got a hairpin, got our beautiful comb, then we've got our stunning scissors. Try and get that detail in there. Can we see that? There we go. It's like a floral. It's beautiful. So just set this aside. So the detail on there, because we are working on black card, we could quite easily colour those embellishments with watercolours. It wouldn't quite pop, so I'm just going to use a Gossip glitter pen. I'm just going to pop it inside. Now it looks like it's not doing much, but when you pop it on it, the colour dries back, the colour will come through. So, but it's just to show you, I'm not going to create a full demo from it, it's just to show you that the hairpin, the scissors, the comb and everything have open spaces for you to get in and maybe make it coordinate with your card. And the leaves, you can colour the leaves, but they are absolutely beautiful. So I'm just popping a little bit of colour on there, and I'll do the same with this one here. And because we've done it in heat embossing, it acts as a little bit of a resist too, so the colour will just sit in there beautifully. So you can decoupage, you can build them up, they look stunning. If you do like any of the products, if you go to our website and pop FBL into the search engine, it will bring up all the products that I launched this morning, including the stamps, the dies, the ladies' heads. Everything's on there. So if you are interested in any of the products, normally I would say dig through your stash, get out what you have, but on this occasion it's a brand new launch, so unfortunately I'm not going to say that. But if you do like any of the products, you know where to go. It's just FBL on the search engine. So just set that aside. I'm just going to bring in a card here that just shows you the scissors and the comb with a little bit of colour in there, not much. We'll just see that there, you can see the detail in there. Just scissors and a comb, but what a beautiful card. So I'm just going to do this sort of thing throughout the time that we've got, showing you different variations on the products and try and get as many stamped out as we can. Albeit I am back with you at 11, but I am launching something else as well at 11 tomorrow. So you can see how you could 3D offset if you wanted to. You could do a whole line of combs. You could. I'm just going to stop there because you could, and I will be there all day. So let's just set these aside. And this card is by the lovely Elaine. So thank you, Elaine, for that lovely card. So next technique, let's just move this aside. So the next fabulous one that I wanted to show you was the background. Okay, and the reason why I want to show you the background is because we can do some fabulous techniques with this. It looks great in black and white. You can see there, it's going to look great in black and white. You can put your embellishments on top of a card, build them up, do whatever you want. But let's do a bit of an ombre effect. So I'll just get the stamp. Oops. So you can see how big the stamp is. It's huge, absolutely huge. So I'm just going to grab my Eureka. Now there are a few variations you can do with this stamp. Brand new stamp. And what we're going to do is, I thought maybe, we'll see if it works or not, we could take our pen, our Gossip glitter pen, straight to the stamp. Now we all know that clear stamps resist a little bit, but you can still get them to work if you have the time and the patience. So I'm just going to grab a couple of our sparkle pens. A lot of you have already got these. Let's just see what I've got going on in my stash. Got a few colours going on. I'll just give them a good old shake, get them going. We've not had them out for a while. And what we will do is we will start. So if you have got these at home and you've forgotten, it's twist and pull to get the lid off, okay? They have a twist and pull technology so they don't leak in your bag, okay? So twist and pull. Okay, so I'm just going to give them a squeeze. Let's just do it on some scrap so it doesn't ruin my work. Let's just do it on here. Give them a squeeze, get the ink to come through. There we go, look, you can see that there. Once you're happy it's come through, then I'm going to take it to my stamp. So I'm just going to follow the lines that are on the stamp. Like so. And then we'll go with an orange as well. Get that, just get it to come through. There we go. I'll add some orange as well, maybe to the edges. So I'm not wanting it to mix with my other colour, I'm wanting it to be a separate colour on its own. So I'm trying to just fill the spaces where I didn't quite go. Now you could absolutely spray these with water. These pens are water based, so you get like a really good watercolour finish. But I'm just going to go ahead and stamp and see what it comes out like, because I've not tried it. And just pop some of this red in. Again, I'm not wanting to contaminate if I can avoid it. Bit on the edge, bit in the middle. What happens if we just stamp it out? Let's see what happens. Does it all blend into one? Let's give it a go. So you get like a bit of a distressed look on there. What happens if we spray it? Is it too late? It's too late. I guess it's a nice background if you're wanting that. Let's just do what I said I was originally going to do. And let's go back. Let's add some more yellow. And this time I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm not going to be as frugal. Like so. So that gave us like a bit of a spotty background, didn't it? I didn't particularly like it, but I guess it's a whole new background, to be honest, for you. So I mean, you're never going to find this out if you don't ever try, I suppose. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to spray it with some water. Then hopefully we'll get a better... There we go. That's the look I'm looking for. Give it a good old push down. Just going to give that card opportunity to drink. It is just everyday card, so it will be full of chalk content, so it should drink it nicely. So the key to that then is give it a spray with some water. And look, you get this lovely background, but because I've used the Gossip sparkle pens, I've got a beautiful sparkly finish. Now I'm just going to blast that off, and the more you dry it and the more it dries itself, the sparklier it gets. I'll see if I can get the camera to pick it up in a second. Can we see it? Can you see it? I can't really see, unfortunately, because I'm under all the lights, but I'm being given the nod that you can see, so I'm happy with that. So that would make a beautiful background. We could trim it down. Let's take it one step further. Let me just clean that stamp. I'm not sure where my cleaning cloth is. It must be in my craft bag from TV. So I'll have this one. And we'll clean that stamp, and then we'll move on to one of the lovely heads. So I'm just going to give it a spritz with some water. There we go. Sorry for the noise. There we go. And so we'll put that to one side for now, before it gets too chaotic. We'll move that one up there. So what we're going to do now, whilst that's in place, is we'll grab one of the lovely heads. So let's go for Phoebe, which is this one here. Okay, so I have got two stamps in here. You see, one is my sample and one is my backup for television. So if anything happens, I always have a backup. And if I get to TV and one of my crafty friends steals one, which happens quite often, I've got a backup. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop Phoebe straight in the centre there. I'm going to stamp her out in black. Make sure I get the whole stamp covered. So let's go one more time, get some ink on there, get it like a solid true black so she proper stands off the page. Wow, how cool is that? So then, obviously the background is fabulous, it's a really modern card, but if you want to then get your pens and your alcohol markers or whatever you have in your stash and add some shading to her hair, yep, yellow hair today, but it works because of the card. And I'm just going to take some of that detail, or should I say I'm just adding some of that detail. So we'll go with the yellow as my undertone. And this is where she sort of like seems to fit into her background. She's not all of a sudden stood stagnant, should we say, floating. Pop a little bit in a bun. This is the sparkliest card I've ever seen in my life. It's so sparkly, hair sparkly, the background sparkly. And if you wanted to be really brave, you could add some eyeshadow. And obviously that was really a completed card in my opinion. You know how I like my clean and simple cards. I would trim obviously the white edge around the end, but just to finish it, I mean, we could matte and layer a sentiment on there, something like that. However, because we've got the beautiful stamps that go with, and a lot of which have got the beautiful embellishments and sentiments, we could take one of the sentiments and just pop it in that little white space like it was meant to be, when really it wasn't. Congratulations to you. So there's that one there. Let me just show you the one that I showed this morning. I'm just grabbing it now. I just won't be 1 second. If I can find it, where the eyes are a statement. Can we see that there? So you can really be creative with these stamps. If you want to do bright and breezy coloured hair, you know, pretty much out there, and then coordinate the eyes, you can do that. It looks so different, doesn't it, even though it's the same stamp? But what I did want to show you was the stripes on the background there is the watercolour ones here. So a couple of ink pads added to the stripes, sprayed with some water, and you get this beautiful background, and then the head stamped. How gorgeous is that? So albeit 3 stamps, look at that, all different though. Some with eyeshadow, some without. Absolutely adorable. I'm so proud of this collection. I'm so pleased of this collection, and I know you guys are too, because I've had some lovely comments, and thank you so much. So that's that. Let me just pop this one back carefully, because these are my finished makes from my design team. This one on the background here has the marble effect. Can we see that? That is a marble effect background. Just an amazing stamp. So I'm just going to set those 2 aside and move on to our next one. Make sure I put everything back, because I'm back here with you tomorrow with some more exciting stuff. So the stuff that we're launching tomorrow is stuff that you can use alongside these stamps and dies. So if you have bought the stamps and dies today, keep your eyes out for what is getting launched tomorrow as well. So this time I'm going to go with Marilyn. So Marilyn is the lovely lady with the beautiful, it's like a plait to one side here. So let's go for it so you can see how big that stamp is. It is beautiful. So I'm just going to grab some nice black cardstock. I'm just going to pop her straight on this piece of card here, and I am going to heat emboss her, but we're going to do it in a sparkly powder this time. So anti-static bag. So I will be working on these stamp sets for a while now, so even after this like 5-hour launch over the next 3 days, I still will be working on this collection. So if you do buy them, I will still be working on them in studio as well. Can't see me not working with them forever. I love them, to be honest. Right, so sticky ink pad again. I'm just going to ink up Marilyn's head, literally. So all the way around, get all that detail in there, and hopefully I've caught it all. Give it a good old stamp down. I'm just going to do it one more time just to be safe. Grab another piece of black card. So let's do a sparkly one this time. So even though we've done it in a chunkier embossing powder, it's still picked up all of that lovely detail. And when we heat set that, it will be beautiful. So let's just set this aside. So I'll just get my gun hot. As soon as the powder starts to change, I'll follow the powder. So there we have her lovely head. Just look at that, how beautiful is that? So just going back to our embellishments, so there's all variations of these sizes on here. Let me just dry some of that ink off there, or else it's going to be all over me, like so, as you can see, mucky pup. So you can clip the pins, and she's got a pin for her hair, beautiful pin. Obviously this is black, doesn't quite work, but I just want to show you that you can do that. Pop the pin in her hair. Or the flowers, I'm not going to do it because I've got other things to show you, but the flowers, as you can see from the size of them, if you were to say this lily here, I don't know if you can see that there, the lily just popped on top there, you can't really see that, can you? No, but they do fit seamlessly in her hair. So that's Marilyn with the back, but if you just want to do them all in heat embossing, and here's one in heat embossing there. So if you don't want to colour, you do not have to colour. Please do not stress about it. Put yourself under undue pressure. Crafting's about enjoying your time, so enjoy it. So that's another alternative way to maybe get out of colouring, although I want you to colour. But if you don't want to do it, I am not going to force you. You can do other ways to create beautiful stamps. So let's just move on to this one. Let's just move this one out of the way for a second. Just trying to get a tidy station. Where has she gone? There she is. As you can imagine, it's all going on. So I'll just pop her away. And whilst I'm just popping her away, I'm just going to take a short break and leave you with some inspiration while I get ready for some more demonstrations. Here you go. So, sorry about that, I just needed to get a tidy station. It was getting a little bit chaotic, unfortunately. It doesn't take long. So, black cardstock, getting confused now. Now this time, we are going to do a complete card. So, I'm going to use the marble background. So you can see how big it is. It's blooming huge, but it's always better to be bigger and then be able to cut some away than think, oh, I wish it was a little bit bigger. That's how I look at it anyway. So peel it off my carrier sheet. I'm just going to pop it on the front of my card. So I am going to try and get let's have a look. Get the best bit out, the bit that I really like onto my image. So I'll hold that there, we'll go with that. That's like that. Then I'm going to use my anti-static bag all over. What we're going to do this time though is we are going to do a background, but it's going to be in clear embossing, so it's just going to give some detail on the back. So I'm just inking this up all over. Try and get it all covered best I can. And the great thing about this stamp is if you miss areas, it doesn't matter because it's quite a sporadic stamp anyway, so you would never know that you've missed areas if you didn't quite get it right. So I'll stamp that down. I'm just going to go for it one more time. You can see it's shiny in places and not in others, so just keep looking. We'll go with that. I just use my card blank here to catch my work, so I catch my embossing powder. So just get the whole stamp covered. Don't tap too hard because albeit it is a sticky ink pad, you will take the chance of knocking it off, so I think we'll just go with that one. Good old trusted blow. So like so. And then let's heat set this one. I hope I picked clear up and not white. I think it is clear. So I'm getting my gun hot. And as soon as my gun, yeah, it's clear. So I don't know if you can see that changing. So I'm just chasing the powder. And what this does is it gives you like some detail in the background, but it's not overwhelming. Try my best to show you. There we go. How cool does that look? That looks like you've dropped some PVA glue on a card and swirled it round and that, doesn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. But it's detail, but detail not in your face, so you can get away with it. It's fabulous. So let's get rid of this stamp and pop it on here. And then what we're going to bring in this time, something different, is our poppy die set. So I know I'm showing you a lot of things and I know it's probably overwhelming, but I just want to show you snippets of what each of the things can do, because I appreciate not everybody can afford everything, and I hope I'm able to demonstrate something or one of the things that you've bought, because obviously we are live for 5 hours and we will be doing some more tomorrow as well, along with other new products. So fingers crossed I am doing something for you all. I do like to try and please everybody as much as it's difficult at times. I do absolutely try my best. So what I'm going to do is, I have coloured this ahead of time, but I do want to show you how fabulous they are and how lovely they stamp, and so you can see the detail. So we've got our 3 leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got this beautiful bud which just absolutely finishes this set for me. Move them all over a little bit, get our little bud in there. And we'll just stamp this one straight onto this card. Make sure we pick up all that detail. And stamp it out. So you can see they are quite big. If you've got a Eureka, you'll be able to see how big those are. They're fabulous. So I'm going to just set this aside and we'll just move on to the next stage. So here's one I coloured before coming to air. Now maybe this is something that's coming tomorrow. A little bit of a hint for you tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my plates, my trusted plates. And because of the lovely stamp set, you get the coordinating die set, which is in your beautiful bag. Well, it's not a beautiful bag, how can we say that? But it's beautifully wrapped, so you can do as you please. None of the horrid tape anymore. So I'm just going to pop out the elements here and just go with, get my tape. And make sure you secure them all down in place. No more fussy cutting, which is, I mean, some people like to fussy cut. I'm not a fan. If I have to do it, I will, but I do prefer a die. And again, you get the lovely 1mm border. If you don't like the 1mm border and it leaves the white space around and you don't like it, you can always get your blending brushes and add a bit of ink to the edges. You know, there's always a way round, but the 1mm border is there to help people who, with the die cutting. And I think it gives a crisper look when you get the neat border around. That's not that one, that's that one. And if you've noticed with these stamp sets, we always try and give you elements on curves, because curves really do work, but we don't just give you an element that goes left, we give you an element that goes left and right. So if you want to do a full circle or, you know, create formation, you've got the capability to do that. Not everything is going the same way, and good cards come from a good curve. And I know how much people love poppies. I love poppies, as you can tell, it's all over my packaging. I'm a poppy fan, can't get away from it. And I've coloured these in red, but there is a poppy foundation, I think, is it for animals, and they're done in a, is it a purple colour? So you could do some for charity in purple colours. Whatever works for you. No rules. And there is no angel policy, so you can make a sell as many as you like. So let's die cut these ones out. I'm just going to run this through the machine. Tidy up a little bit. We'll pop out all of our elements. Well, that could have been a little bit better, couldn't it? But it is true what I say. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter if you don't get them right, exactly right. Pop all your lovely elements out. So we've got our black top folded note card here, and I have the piece that we embellished, and as you can see, if you pop it on there, it stands out, it looks gorgeous. Now you could mat and layer it onto some sparkle card if you want, but I am going to, if I have with me my pads, let's have a look. I am going to raise this one. These are black pads, which is cool because you can't really see them underneath as well. And I'm going to keep my pads with me because I am going to raise some of these flowers. So this piece of card I cut slightly smaller than, which way we're going to go? We'll go this way. Slightly smaller than my card blank, so I'm just going to lean in, sorry about the head. Pop it in there. So we've got some dimension on our card, you can see that there now, it's got the pads underneath. And then obviously I stamped them all and die cut them all and just went for it, but you could create your formation however big, however small you wanted to. So it's a case of thinking about how you want yours to look. Are you going to use them all, or are you just going to keep them small? So we'll pop our bud up there. And this is how I play and play and play and never get a result until somebody says, leave it, it looks good. And what I always do as well is when I've got my formation, I always take a picture on my phone when I'm happy. Can't get them off the table. Right, let's do it. Let's go for it. So I'm going to stick this one flat. Just pop this one up here like so. So it's at the top of our card. I'm going to pop this one flat too, and I'm going to pop this one right behind here so it looks like the bud is going over. Don't worry about your glue formation because you're going to hide all of that. And then we will pop these flat. Then we'll get some pads. Now, just as I always say to the ladies when I'm teaching or doing a class, just because you've die cut them doesn't mean you have to use them all. So don't be thinking to yourself, I've got to use them all, I've got to use them. You haven't. Pop them on 2 cards, okay? Let's pop that one there. And then this one, I'm just going to pop over the top there like so. just so it's creeping over there, just to give it a realistic feel of a bouquet. And then these ones you could use if you really wanted to go to town with a really big bouquet if you wanted to. I'm going to leave it though, there is a littler one, so you can always, that looks actually quite cool, we'll pop it in. Pop it in behind this one, look, and then it looks like it's poking out the back, like so. I think we'll go with that. And then just a lovely little sentiment on there, and you've got a beautiful floral card, and obviously the poppies, you don't have to do them red, you can do them in any colour you want, it's entirely up to you. So that's the end of the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've tried to get through as many things as I could for you. I am back tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and I will be showing you some more brand new products and how to use them alongside the products that we've launched today. I had to separate them because it had taken me hours to get through it all, and I really wanted the time this morning to show you the new products and the finished samples, and we're going to do the same again tomorrow morning. So you need to be available if you can. I appreciate people have got to work, but if you can be available at 11 tomorrow, grab a cup of tea and come and visit us on YouTube. If you are at work, please don't worry, we are always on YouTube and it never goes away. So whatever you're doing, have a nice evening, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for something new. See you later. Bye.